Hi, it's Angela, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that for most people, just mentioning the word fear elicits fear. I find that so ironic because that, for the most part of my life, has always been me. Just feeling the feelings of fear made me fearful. And when I really started to examine this side of my life and look at how I was letting fear control me and drive all of my decisions, something really ironic happened, which was that I realized I was afraid to let go of the fear. And that's because we get conditioned around feeling fear and it becomes comfortable and familiar. But on the other hand, it can also create a ton of chaos, a lot of mismanaged emotions, and then makes things worse. Instead of reining it all in, keeping yourself focused, and helping you stay on the straight and narrow. So when you talk about emotions, there are really only two core emotions, and that is love and fear. And you can always tell where you are on the spectrum as to where you're living your life from, or where you're even just feeling in the moment as to how you're feeling. So if you're feeling a lot of joy, happiness, glee, then you're coming from a place of love. And on the other hand, if you're feeling more sad, depressed, doubtful, worried, those are all the nefarious stepchildren of fear. Yes, I was an English major, but sometimes I even mess up in my videos. Regardless, though, I love to help my clients overcome unnecessary fear, as I call it. So fear is a very useful emotion at times. For example, if you are in a life-threatening situation, you want to use fear. Fear is actually going to help pump the adrenaline into your system and give you the energy to outrun any kind of threat that is imminent. But if you're just sitting at your desk, or you're running late, or you got in an argument with somebody, fear is not necessarily the emotion that you want to use in those circumstances because it's going to attract more of what you're feeling. So if you're afraid that you might get in trouble at work, or if you're afraid that your husband or your spouse is going to be mad at you, or if you're afraid that someone's going to say something to you if you're late, if you keep going down that trajectory, then that's exactly what you're going to draw to you, which you can actually change in an instant. I've done this 100,000 times once I learned the trick. So all you really have to do, first of all, you need to identify, why is it that I'm afraid? You really want to look at that and determine, is fear really the emotion that I want to use here? You can guarantee that if you are in a life-threatening situation, you're not even going to think twice about it. So you don't have to worry about it. 99.9% of the time, I can bet you that you are operating from a place of fear when fear doesn't even need to be brought into the equation, because you're projecting into the future what's going to happen. Worry and doubt and fear rule this planet. And the 2012 shift was about getting away from that old paradigm and into the new paradigm, which is always coming from a place of love and happiness and joy. Who doesn't want that? So we're going through a transition right now, and many, many people out there are feeling it around releasing these old emotions that no longer serve us in unnecessary ways. Again, you want fear when you need it, but most of the time, the majority of the time, it's not the emotion that you want to turn to, because it prolongs things, it makes things worse, and it creates a really chaotic situation. I use a lot of essential oils to keep myself grounded, as well as my nutrition. I'm always looking at that to make sure I'm not taking in too many toxins, which could really throw me off course. I call on my angel guides, and you have to specifically ask them to help you versus just assuming they will, because we all have free will, and they won't interfere unless you ask them to intervene. So I will specifically ask my angel guides to take my fear away when I feel that it's not serving me with whatever it is that I'm trying to create an outcome with. And just like you, I have the full range of emotions. I feel fear like everybody, but it's how I deal with it that is different than a lot of people. And that's what I want you to get as well. So first look at, why am I afraid? You want to determine, is this the emotion that I want to use? And don't forget to call on your angel guides in order to help you release unnecessary fear and just focus on what it is that you want to happen versus what you're afraid will happen. I guarantee it'll make a difference. So I invite you to sign up for my newsletter at angelamanelli.com and get my 7-series video. It's a free video series on how to stop emotional eating. And I go into a lot around subconscious programming in that video series. In the meantime, leave me a comment in the section below and let me know if next time you felt fear, this helped you or not, which I'm sure it will. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.